Hey, what's going on, guys? Today, guys, for your stimulus package and your second stimulus check update, we have a lot to cover, guys. We have the $450 weekly going back to work stimulus, the $600 weekly unemployment benefit, and your second stimulus check, guys. But first, let me acknowledge some people who actually took our advice and were able to get a payment date on their stimulus checks. First, thank you to your baby girl for taking our advice. She was able to verify her information from the ssa.gov website, and now she got a payment date from the Get My Payment tool. And also, to you, thank you to Tracy Guzman. She was able to update her mom's and sister's information 2 weeks ago, and they just received the stimulus checks. Thank you to you guys. Hey, fun fact, guys. We bring you the stimulus package news updates every day in 5 minutes or less. We don't make you sit around and watch a 10-15 minute video just to get a 30-second update, guys. So please subscribe so don't miss any of our next videos, guys. Thanks. And for those of you who have not received your stimulus checks yet, I hear you, I feel your pain. Especially for those of you with Direct Express card or bank account information. It's absolutely ridiculous that you're still waiting for a stimulus check. And some of you have not even been given a payment date yet. I'm sorry, guys, you haven't received your check. I'm hoping that you get it as soon as possible. Over 40 million people are unemployed as of today, guys. And the $600 weekly unemployment benefit is not likely to survive the next stimulus package, guys. And remember, the current $600 you're receiving right now only goes to July 31st. After July 31st, it's done. So what's getting traction right now, guys, is the $450 weekly going back to work stimulus. This is the bill designed to get people back to work. This is what the White House is actually backing right now. So let you hear it directly from the guy who actually proposed this bill and see what he has to say. And also from the Director of Economic Council. This is the guy who sees the president and talk to him every day about these bills. It's important to hear what he has to say.
Hey, Kelly, thanks for having me on.
So your proposal would give people an extra $450 a week if they go back to work?
The idea is to have a bonus. Right now, as we just saw with your stock market report, the economy is starting to reopen, and that's good. But to have a robust economic recovery that we all want, we've got to encourage people to go back to work.
So how, right now, the $600 a week extra goes through, I believe, the end of July.
That's correct.
How would your
July
proposal
31st.
work, and how would, explain if this were rolled out, what it would mean practically speaking to every American who transfers from being on jobless benefits to maybe accepting a job or going back to work?
Well, first, let me just be sure people understand that under the current system, according to a recent study by the University of Chicago and American Action Forum, 60 to 70% of the people on unemployment today are making more than they did in their prior job. For the bottom 20% of wage earners, they're making on average double what they made in the workforce. So what I'm hearing from small business folks all around the state of Ohio is, hey, we're getting ready to, start to hire some people, and we'd like to reopen, but we're having a tough time getting our employees to come back and to find new employees. So the idea here is not to say that people shouldn't be getting help if they lost their job, and through no fault of their own, a lot of people did, but instead to say, hey, if you're on unemployment insurance and you want to go back to work, you can get a bonus to do that. So our bonus at $450 comes out of the $600 per week. And the idea is that $450 is enough to make it, fair for people who are on minimum wage, as an example. The $450 is based on the average minimum wage to make sure that you're even, that you're not making more or less if you go back to work. So others have said it should be $200. Some have said it should be $600. But the point is to have a bonus to go back to work, which helps everybody. Helps the worker, helps the small businesses, and helps the taxpayer, because you're saving probably $40 billion a year just at the federal and state level, just between now and the end of July.
Joined by Larry Kudlow, Director of the National Economic Council. Larry, it's good to see you again. Welcome. The 40 million number is terrible. We've been talking all hour about, different proposals like the one you just heard from Senator Portman about, maybe cash bonuses for people to get back to work. And what are your thoughts at this point about kind of the line between helping and hurting the recovery?
Well, I think if you're referring to the cash bonuses and Senator Portman's idea, it's something we're looking at very closely. And, we may go with something like that. I don't want to button it down right now. I don't want to get ahead of the policy curve. But we are looking at it because the plus up to 600 above the state levels, everyone, all sides of the spectrum, have acknowledged that that is a disincentive to go back to work. So we want to promote work. We don't want to obstruct work.
Guys, as you heard, the $450 weekly going back to work stimulus looks like this is what is going to be, guys. And the priority for the Senate, like I told you guys, is liability protections for businesses. The $600 unemployment benefit is not really one of the priorities. And the House, the priority is money for the states. It's looking more and more, guys, the $450 weekly going back to work stimulus is going to make it to the next stimulus package instead of the $600 weekly unemployment benefits. We all know a lot of the businesses are not coming back. I don't know what are they planning to do for them, because we all know they may want to go back but may not have a place to work because their place went out of business. So as far as the second stimulus check, guys, the good news is no one is against the second stimulus check. The White House is not against it. The House already passed the bill with the second stimulus check. The Senate is not against it. So now we're looking at best case scenario, end of June, first week of July, to get a bill voted on and probably passed and signed by the president. And after that, last time it took 2.5 weeks for you to get your first stimulus check. So since they already have everything, we're talking about after the bill is signed by the president, maybe a week and a half or two. We'll see, guys. And as always, guys, thank you again for watching. If this is your first time here, my name is Paul with Sunset Realty, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. So please subscribe so you don't miss any of our next videos, and I'll see you in the next update. Thanks.